Aliens are not a unique concept anymore. The presence of an extraterrestrial being who can someday come down to invade Earth and take over it has been a concept that has been talked about many times. However, did you know that the Twilight Zone was one of the first ever series to talk about the concept of extraterrestrial entities, and even crafted multiple episodes based on them? Some of the aliens created by the Twilight Zone have also become a significant part of pop culture. That's why, in today's video, we will talk about 12 aliens and extraterrestrial beings that appeared in the Twilight Zone. But before we get started with the video, we have a small request for you. If you like our content, subscribe to us and like this video. It might be just a simple click for you, but it means a lot to us. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started.
I think you'll see how we differ.
ThreeEyed Venian. The ThreeEyed Venian is an extraterrestrial species that appeared in episode 28 of the second season of the Twilight Zone. Titled, "Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up?" Apart from having an eye on their forehead, the Three-Eyed Venusians look identical to humans. It isn't clear when or how the Three-Eyed Venusians arrived on Earth, but it is revealed that they have been living on Earth for a very long time. One Venusian named Haley used to run a diner, where another alien from Mars took refuge. The alien from Mars claimed that his name was Ross, and got into the diner with a bunch of human beings. This alien from Mars also looked identical to the humans. Thus, the authorities could not distinguish him and decided to let him go. However, the Martian fooled the authorities and the people on the bus and led them to their deaths. After finishing off the people, Ross returns to the diner and reveals his real identity to Haley. Ross claims that the Martians are looking to colonize Earth and will soon be arriving in a fleet. Hearing this, Haley starts laughing and reveals that his fellow Martians will never come because the Venusians have intercepted them. He reveals his real identity and claims that the Venusians had already thought about colonizing Earth years before the Martians did and had been living on Earth since then. Ross was left dumbfounded and was probably killed by the Three-Eyed Venusian.
Who, me? Oh, hardly.
ThreeArmed Martian. The ThreeArmed Martian was an alien from Mars who also looked identical to humans, with only one distinguishable feature, the presence of 3 arms. He also appeared in episode 28 of the second season of the Twilight Zone. He took refuge inside a diner with a bunch of human beings and claimed that he was a businessman from Boston, and his name was Ross. When the police came to investigate the diner and catch the imposter, he blended in with the humans by wearing a jacket that covered up his third arm. He led to a series of weird events, like the lights going out, the jukebox playing on its own, and even the sugar containers exploding. However, no one was able to find out that Ross was the imposter among them. He also used his powers of illusion to call the diner and inform the police that the bridge was safe. However, when the police and the bus went through the bridge, it collapsed, and everyone on the bus met their demise. However, Ross escaped and arrived at the diner again. He met the owner of the diner and revealed his real identity. He also revealed he was a scout sent to Earth to examine its living conditions. And now that he is sure that it's okay for the Martian to survive, he has called his brethren, who will be arriving here soon. But instead of being shocked or panicked, the diner's owner revealed that he is also an alien, a Three-Eyed Venusian. He revealed that the Martians had already been intercepted and killed, and Ross would soon follow his brethren to the afterlife.
A planet far more developed than Earth, but we come as friends.
Kanamit. Kanamits are the most popular and well-known race of alien species created by the Twilight Zone. They are large humanoid creatures with a height of 2.7 meters and weighing around 158 kilograms. Despite having a mouth, they are incapable of speech and rely on a telepathic method of communication. They also have huge brains, making them 500 times more intelligent than the average human. They arrived on Earth during a phase when Earth was going through multiple issues. They claimed that they were peaceful creatures and had no ill intentions. They just wanted to form a relationship with the humans and help them prosper. But the humans didn't trust the Kanamit and decided to make him go through a lie detector test. They found that the Kanamit might have a physique similar to humans because the lie detector worked perfectly on them, and the world learned that they had no evil intentions. To make the people of Earth trust them more, the Kanamit representative also left a book with the government. When a cryptographer named Patty deciphers the book, she learns the title of the book is To Serve Man. Thus, the people of Earth started trusting the Kanamits, and even went abroad on their spaceships to their homeworld. The people who went to Kanamit never returned, but they would frequently send letters describing their experience on the alien planet. Since the letter was coming from their trusted ones, Humans believed it and also decided to go to Kanamit. Michael Chambers, Patty's superior, was also among the humans who were going with the Kanamits. But before Chambers can board the ship, Patty comes to him and reveals that she decoded the book. She reveals that the book left by the Kanamits is actually a cookbook, and to serve man means different recipes to cook and serve men. Even after learning the truth, Chambers was unable to leave the spaceship where he would frequently be served delicious food to keep him healthy and become the food of the Kanamits. Mouthless Alien. The Mouthless Aliens were another alien species introduced by the Twilight Zone in an episode titled Hocus Focus Frisbee. In their original form, the Mouthless Aliens look like a person wearing a pumpkin helmet. They are completely hairless and don't have a mouth. They also have 2 small openings for breathing and 2 round black eyes. Even though they don't have a mouth, they are still able to talk with other human beings. They are extremely strong and agile, but the music coming out of a harmonica is a significant weakness for them. It can make them writhe in pain and cause them significant damage. We are unsure why, but we think any kind of loud music might be harmful to them due to their unique physiology. In the episode, the aliens disguise themselves as humans and meet a man named Frisbee. Frisbee was a big mouth and would always lie about big achievements. The alien race was unaware of what lying was and took whatever Frisbee said at face value. Thus, they kidnap Frisbee and decide to take him to their planet, thinking he is the most intelligent person on the planet. Upon learning what Frisbee got himself into, he tried to break free from the aliens and punched one in the face. This broke their human mask and revealed their real face. After witnessing the weird-looking aliens, Frisbee fainted, and when he woke up, the aliens were preparing for their departure. So, to relax himself, Frisbee starts playing a harmonica. At the sound of the harmonica, the aliens start writhing in pain, giving Frisbee an opening to run for his life. When Frisbee returns, he tells everyone about his encounter with the aliens, but no one trusts him. This story was a classic case of the boy who cried wolf.
And these 2 unseen gentlemen are visitors from
Two-Headed Martian. The Two-Headed Martian was another extraterrestrial alien that appeared in the 19th episode of the 2nd season of the Twilight Zone. When it comes to appearance, the Two-Headed Martians look like conjoined twins who were put aside a cybernetic body, but instead of having similar faces, the faces of the Two-Headed Martians are entirely different. Due to their bulky cybernetic body, the Two-Headed Martians were unable to walk around with normal legs and were assisted by a glider. In that episode, the Martians did a little experiment on a human named Luther Dingle. They gave him the power to be as strong as 300 men and observed his behavior. After acquiring the newfound powers, Mr. Dingle starts using them for his own gain, like gaining fame and beating down his bully. Watching Dingle use his powers like this instead of a good purpose, the Two-Headed Martian withdrew its powers from Dingle and left him powerless again. However, while leaving, the Two-Headed Martian encountered 2 aliens from Venus who were also conducting experiments similar to theirs. But instead of giving strength, they gave their subjects extreme intelligence and observed their behavior. When the Venusian asked the Martians if they had found a subject, they redirected the Venusian to Mr. Dingle. Thus, Mr. Dingle again acquired a new superpower and became the smartest man in the world. Doppelganger. Doppelgangers were another race of extraterrestrial beings who came from a parallel dimension and looked exactly like humans from our world. It's unknown how they came into our world, but when they did, they tried to take over the life of the person that looked like them. They appeared in an episode titled Mirror Image from the 1st season of the Twilight Zone. The story of this episode revolves around a woman named Millicent Barnes who was waiting for her bus. While waiting, a series of strange events start happening around her, and she finds that someone else who looks exactly like her is also waiting in the bus depot and playing a game of hide and seek with her. When the bus arrived, the doppelganger even took Millicent's place and got on the bus. When Millicent tried explaining that she had a doppelganger from a parallel dimension, a person named Paul called the police, who took her to the hospital to be examined. However, after Millicent leaves, similar events that happened with her starts happening with Paul. But Paul catches the doppelganger, and the doppelganger smiles in a malevolent way while running away from the original Paul.
Don't resist.
Face. The Face is an extraterrestrial being who resides in a dimension that intersects the Earth at specific points. They appeared in an episode titled Something in the Walls from the new Twilight Zone, released in 1989. They can protrude out of patterns that appear on walls, carpets, and even clothes. One night, a woman named Sharon Miles starts noticing patterns on the wall and witnesses a face manifesting from the wall. At first, she was terrified, but when she looked away, the face was gone. So, she thought she was hallucinating, but later, more faces started protruding from the patterned wall, and they warned Sharon never to tell anyone about them. To get away from the faces, Sharon willingly committed herself to Crest Ridge Sanitarium. In the sanitarium, she'd always wear plain clothes without any patterns. She'd even sleep on plain bed sheets, and she'd also continuously paint her cell white, leaving no room for the formation of patterns. When Dr. Craig arrived in the sanitarium, he was intrigued by her case and started talking with her. Sharon revealed all the details except for the faces because she feared their warning. But later, she made up her mind and decided to tell the doctor everything. However, the night before she was to reveal everything to Craig, there was a raging storm, and due to the water leakage, the ceiling of her cell started forming patterns. This allowed the face to escape the ceiling and possess her body. The face also trapped the real Sharon in the ceiling. The next day, a face-possessed Sharon tells Dr. Craig that her fear of patterns was irrational and decides to leave the facility. This episode was truly horrifying and instilled paranoia in almost everyone when it was first released because, of course, patterns are everywhere. And if you stare at them long enough, you'll also notice faces forming.
Rubber alien mask.
Altarian. The Altarian were a humanoid species of alien race that came from a world called Altair 4. Although they can mimic human beings using masks, their original appearance is that of an insect. They are the same size and height as humans, but their facial structure is of an ant. They appeared in an episode titled A Day in Beaumont, which follows the story of a couple discovering that Earth is being invaded by aliens. Dr. Kevin and his wife Faith were traveling to Beaumont when they witnessed a meteorite crash near them. When they went to investigate, they found that it was not a meteorite, but a UFO, and saw gross ant-like creatures coming out of it. The alien also got a glimpse of the couple and started attacking them. Kevin and Faith escaped and arrived at a diner, where they found the town sheriff. They informed the sheriff about the UFO, and he came with them to check on the crash site. However, the scene had completely changed, and instead of a UFO crash, there was a plane crash. This was puzzling for the couple because they knew what they saw. Soon they realized that the sheriff and everyone in the town are actually those weird-looking aliens. Thus, the couple decided to flee the town. But before they could run away, the Altarians caught them and put them inside a chamber. Here, it was revealed that both Kevin and Faith are also Altarians. They were being run through a simulation to prepare them for an alien invasion of Earth. But Kevin was too much into the character of a human, so they finally reprogrammed him. Then we get to witness that the same simulation was running all over again, and this time, Kevin was playing the role of the sheriff. Shapeshifter. The Shapeshifter or the Chameleon is another alien who appeared in an episode titled Chameleon from the first season of the 1985 Twilight Zone. The real appearance of the chameleon still remains a mystery to everyone. The Shapeshifter had the power to transform himself into any human being or object by absorbing the human or object. When NASA sent a few astronauts to space, the Shapeshifter took the form of a camera and came to the Earth's surface. Once on Earth, he quickly absorbs a NASA technician named Brady Simmons. When Brady's friend reported what had just happened, the scientists locked the camera in a chamber to study it further. But unbeknownst to them, the camera transformed into Brady and asked the scientists to release him. When they don't let him go, he takes the form of Brady's wife Kate, demonstrating that it can read the mind of the person it absorbs. When the scientists realized the dangers of this alien, they decided to lock him in. Thus, he transforms back into Brady and starts destroying the equipment in the room. Without any options left, the scientists release a sleep-inducing gas inside the chamber, instantly knocking out the Shapeshifter. After ensuring it's safe to go inside, a scientist named Von Hillman enters the chamber and tries to sedate Brady. But the Shapeshifter wakes up and absorbs Hillman inside him too. Since Hillman was a nuclear scientist, he knew how to make a nuclear bomb. Thus, the Shapeshifter utilized Hillman's knowledge and created a nuclear bomb with a timer. Having no option left, another scientist named Lockridge entered the chamber and allowed the Shapeshifter to leave. Lockridge requested the Shapeshifter to return all the humans it had absorbed, but he denied, claiming that the humans were at peace inside him.
Repeat, Earth men's failure to be frightened. Request permission to depart Earth. Repeat.
Tiny Cyclopian Alien. The tiny Cyclopian aliens were another race of alien species that appeared in the 35th episode of the last season of the Twilight Zone. When it comes to appearance, they look like normal humans, but there is one significant difference. They don't have a face. In the place of a normal face, they have a single eyeball that makes up their whole face. Despite not having a mouth or ears, they can still communicate with each other. In the episode, 2 Cyclopian aliens were sent to Earth to prepare for an Earth invasion. However, when the aliens arrived on Earth, they found out that they were literally Lilliputs when compared to the people on Earth. Thus, they devised a sneaky way to instill fear inside the hearts of humans. They built a massive balloon to present themselves as giants, and also created multiple other diversions that presented them as giants. 2 humans, named Robert and Charlotte, almost fell for their trap and assumed that the Cyclopians were 500 feet long. However, Robert was courageous, and when he comes face to face with the Cyclopian, he tries to shoot the giant alien with his gun. After being shot by the bullet, the alien starts shrinking, and it is revealed that what they thought was an alien was actually a balloon. However, the duo soon discovers the alien's real spaceship and finds that they are actually tiny in size. Realizing that their plan to scare humans has failed, the aliens request their commander to take them back before they get squashed by the humans. Time Builders. Time Builders are a sentient species that exists outside of time. They are presented as the workers who create every minute that happens to us. When it comes to appearance, they look like humans who are completely covered in blue. They probably have a face, a nose, and a pair of ears, but they cover all of their features with the help of a blue mask for unknown reasons. They also have a power hierarchy between them, where the leader of the Time Builders does not wear blue. The leader wears yellow clothes and looks just like another human being. The Time Builders appeared in an episode of the 1985 version of Twilight Zone called A Matter of Minute. The episode starts with a couple named Michael and June. The couple finds themselves stuck in time, and some mysterious workers in blue are working their way and ignoring their presence. They are confused by all of these, and the leader of the Time Builders explains what they are doing. He explains that they build every minute of the world before humans can live that minute, but somehow the couple has slipped past the normal human time and entered the working time of the Time Builders. The couple was fascinated after learning the way time works. However, the leader of the Time Builders tells them that they are not allowed to return to their time, because if they reveal this secret to anyone, it might snowball into something big. Thus, the couple runs away, and the Time Builders chase after them. In the end, Michael and June manage to run away from the Time Builders and return to their flow of time. This was an extremely intriguing episode, because apart from telling us the importance of each minute, it also tries to shed some light on the unique resource called time. Humanoid Martian. Humanoid Martians were another rendition of Martian aliens appearing in the 5th season of the original Twilight Zone. They look completely similar to humans without any features that can help us determine that they are aliens. They appeared in an episode titled People Are Alike All Over, which tells the story of 2 astronauts named Conrad and Marcusson and their visit to planet Mars. The duo were on board a spaceship for a Mars exploration project, but when they reached the planet, their spacecraft crashed, and Marcusson got severely injured. Conrad wanted to help his friend, but then he heard sounds coming from outside their spacecraft, proving the existence of life on Mars. Conrad got scared and did not open the door, even when Marcusson woke up and begged him to open the door. He did not, because he was afraid of the unknown. But after Marcusson died, Conrad finally met the aliens and was shocked at how much they looked similar to humans. The Martians seemed friendly and even designed a new home for Conrad's stay. Conrad was happy with the hospitality, but soon realized that he had been locked inside the house, and there were no windows. Then suddenly, one of the doors opens, revealing that Conrad is in a cage in a zoo, where he is portrayed as a creature from Earth with a primitive brain. While Conrad is locked in a cage, the Martians were enjoying watching him just like we enjoy watching animals in a cage. Apart from making the episode thoroughly entertaining, it was a brilliant commentary on the mistreatment of zoo animals and what they might be going through.
I think you will see how we differ.
Marvelous verdict. The Twilight Zone was a show that was way ahead of its time. Despite being made in the 1960s, they created some classic aliens that are still referenced today. We still remember the time when everyone was freaking out of excitement due to the reintroduction of the Kanamits in the 2019 Twilight Zone. What's even more fascinating is that despite the lack of technology, they created aliens and creatures that can still instill fear among any grown man. So, who was the extraterrestrial creature that gave you endless nightmares? Do let us know in the comments section. With that being said, if you like our content, like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.